Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Derek and Bethany React, where we react to real estate shows and movies about real estate. We tell you if we think they're realistic or not. Today, we're gonna be watching multiple scenes from multiple shows, movies, etc. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Let's get started.
I don't know what to do with the baby.
I would like to address the elephant in the room. This is Kimber. It's our second baby girl, and she does not want to be away from mommy. So here we go. Oh no. She's gonna vomit everywhere in a minute.
I would like the house to be spick und span. Are there servants that come with the house?
They can get it clean.
Which country do the hardest working slaves come from?
Mexico.
Which country do the laziest slaves come from?
Probably Nicaragua.
And which of these nationalities are least likely to show bruising?
El Salvador.
I mean, let's say hypothetically I pistol whipped one with a hairdryer. Would they be likely to sue me again?
No.
Okay, great.
They wouldn't.
Okay, that's
They
great.
wouldn't. They don't have the funds to do that.
Great, I love LA.
You talk about lose your license. Lost. His license is gone. There's no way. Which nationality bruises less? Or is least likely to show bruises? He's like, oh, El Salvador. It's like, wow. That's so messed up. So you can't say stuff like that. You can't say anything like that
I
at
know,
all.
I'm like, you can't.
But it's also like, you just can't say that. So that agent obviously knew it was a prank. Otherwise, terrible agent. Is this realistic? Not really. There's no way it would be like this. I don't believe that at all. This is so ridiculous that no, it's not realistic to me.
Yeah. We did have one time that we showed a house to, and they wanted to write an offer where their money was coming from like an IRA type thing, and they never would turn in their earnest money, right? So they never would turn it in.
Well, I went and showed them like this
We
huge
wrote
house,
the
but
offer, and we
no, hold on.
they
I
never
wrote the
turned it
offer. They were supposed to turn in their earnest money by a certain amount of days. They wouldn't respond to me. They wouldn't talk to me. They wouldn't, like, it was the weirdest, strangest, most awkward.
Yeah, they found us on the internet somehow.
It was so awkward.
It
It was just an
random thing.
awkward time. So I'm like trying to get their earnest money, and finally I end up meeting them the night earnest money is due. And I drop it off at wherever it was. I don't even remember where it was, but I dropped it off. I met them to get the check, dropped it off. The check bounced. I never heard from them again. I couldn't even get them to sign dissolution paperwork
We continued
to get rid of the contract.
We continued for years to be
As
like
for fun.
To ask
It was
them,
fun.
hey, are you ready to buy?
It was just for fun.
They
Hey guys,
they
for
always-
years.
they-
I'd say 3 years we did that.
They always would gosh, what would they say? He would tell us, hey, maybe next week or something like that. I don't know. He would always respond with something.
He'd
outlandish.
respond, oh, we're just busy with this. So yeah, probably next week. Every time. For 3 years.
So we looked into it, and apparently there are people that in this country that do that to realtors, where they'll randomly reach out and then they
Just for fun.
pretend that they're buying a house. It is a thing.
Just because they think it's funny.
Because
So it's kind of a prank. I guess that is kind of a prank.
they get to see the house, XYZ.
But I don't know how I got him out of the contract. I really don't remember. I think the girl was like, I'm so sick of dealing with these people. Let's just let them go.
Because we got an extension. And
Because the earnest money they couldn't keep, where they would normally be able to keep earnest money, they couldn't keep it. Because the earnest money check bounced.
It was
And they
never a
could
real
sue them, but it's like at this point, let's just let them go.
thing. Yeah.
All right, anyway. Right now we're reacting to Always Be Closing.
A, B, C. A, always, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. AIDA, attention, interest, decision, action. Attention, Do I have your attention? Interest. Are you interested? I know you are, because it's or walk. You close or you hit the bricks. Decision. Have you made your decision for Christ? An action. AIDA. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you gonna take it? Are you man enough to take it?
All right, so always be closing. ABC. It's been a term that's been around for a long time, and this movie I've never even heard of. I'm actually really excited because I would like to watch that movie. Not because of what you think, mainly just because of the actors and how young they all are and how many big name actors are in it. But anyways, the guy who I guess they're hiring as the sales coach to come in, I mean, it's kind of funny. I've been through a situation like this at an older brokerage where the big like honcho sales guy comes in and basically makes you feel like an idiot and like you have no clue what you're doing because you don't sell what he sells and whatever. So that is realistic. I've actually seen that before. This here is straight up salesperson. This is what most people think real estate agents are. Like all the time, that's what you think. Oh, Derek makes $1 billion, blah, blah, blah. Derek's over here just slinging houses left and right. And it's like, no, it's hard work. It is not easy. And I'm not over here glam and glit. There's a lot of agents that do that. And hey, good for them. But that's what everybody thinks agents should be or are, and not should be, but are. And I want to change that completely. So do I think this is realistic? Yeah, I think it's a little realistic based off of the way that he portrays that sales guy that comes into a brokerage and tries to train everybody on how to sell. A little over the top, obviously, but that's the way the movie is. But I think it's fairly realistic.
Yeah, I think different personalities react differently to.
Are you feeding a baby?
That as well. Yes, I am. This is real life over here. But so Derek's personality does not respond well to that.
Oh.
My personality does. So
Bethany's like, let's go. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm shut off. I would like to never speak to you again.
So I think there's like different
Goodbye, sir.
personalities that
Like when somebody tries to hype me up like that, I'm just like, immediately I'm like, ugh. And Bethany's like, who drank the Kool-Aid? I drank that Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's her. She loves that stuff.
Yeah.
Loves it.
As like a mentor, you have to figure that out. Like, does your salespeople, I hate to call it salespeople, does your agents, if we're talking about real estate, do your agents, how do they respond? And I think that's really important.
Yeah, because if I had that guy come in and talk to Eric and you and Eric and I would be like, out. We both leave. You'd be like, what do I do? Where do I sign? How much are you a month? Can we just do a call where you call me and hype me up?
Yeah, like that hype up, like get it together kind of thing. But I kind of can do that to myself. That's kind of how I talk to myself. Like, get it together. Why are you whining?
Bethany goes hard.
So hard, bro. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? I come home and I'm like, I just immediately feel like less of a man. She's like, did you make your calls today? I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
There's been no denial from her through this whole thing.
That's
It's just a
true.
lot of
She goes and then says that's true. It's true, man. I mean, maybe not the less of a man. That actually.
Oh yeah, don't say that. But I do.
But I mean, that's what I mean.
No, that's not. I am like.
Get it together.
Bethany, I'm more like you. When I like listening to the stuff, like I will talk bad to myself. Especially when I'm working out, like I degrade myself.
You piece of crap. One more
I go
set.
dark, I go dark. Like, you're better than this. You better earn it.
Oh my. And I'm over here talking to the guy at the water fountain. I haven't done a single set of anything.
In the movie they pan over, you're just
I'm like, yeah, go ahead, to my hi, hello. Awesome. I'll go ahead and exchange numbers. I hope your family's doing well, man. Oh no, I got here 45 minutes ago. Time flies, gotta go home. And then he's like, how was your workout? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't do anything. I got a lead though.
Anyways.
And then she's like, you're a man again. This is great. Is Peter Clavin a real estate agent? Let's find out.
You know, I've always wanted a pad with a giant Lou Ferrigno statue, so I think I found it.
Hey, he's got one.
You're wasting your time with that
He's
couple.
got one.
Just FYI.
Why'd he say that?
I saw the guy pull in. He's driving a Saab 9.3, which I'm not a snob. It's a great car, but it costs $30,000. This house must be, what, $4.2 million? It doesn't quite compute, right?
Well, I hope that's not the case. He told me he was going to make an offer.
I think he's trying to impress that girl he hasn't slept with yet.
How do you know that?
Well, it's body language, you know? Like, that guy needs to fart. It's pretty clear, but he doesn't know her well enough to do it in front of her, so I assume they haven't slept together.
He does seem to be clenching.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fart. Watch, when he gets enough space, he can let one rip, I guarantee it. Oh, that's a good move. Hey, go check out the kitchen, honey. I'll meet you in there. Now watch. Making his move slowly but surely. Watch the leg. Wait for it. Wait for it. Fart. Boom. That's a fart, mother.
God.
That's a fart.
Oh my God.
Look at him crop dusting across your open house. It's a disgrace.
He farted in my open house.
He sure did.
So yeah, people are gonna come eat the free food. People are gonna come and look at Lou Ferrigno's house. Yeah, that's all realistic. I also like how they put it. He said, oh, well, he said he was gonna make an offer. When I was first like selling real estate, that was me. Every time somebody said anything like, oh yeah, we plan on making an offer, especially the other agent. I've talked to my clients, they love it. They fill out the form or our realtor feedback that says, oh, they're gonna be making an offer tonight. We're walking over everything, blah, blah, blah. I don't hear a thing from them. They ghost me. 3 days later, a few days later, I finally get a hold of them. They're like, oh no, we decided to go for another house. Or, oh no, we decided to do this. I'm like, that's polar opposite of what you told me. Why not just not say anything?
Yeah.
I always thought that was annoying. So I actually do think that's realistic. I think Paul Rudd specifically was like, yep, he's got all the food out, he's got all the drink, he's got all the stuff, he's doing an open house for Lou Ferrigno. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it was all realistic. I think it was a good little clip.
Until you have the offer, you can't think on it.
Oh, 100%. Till offers in hand, in writing. Even when I've had agents call me with verbal offers. All right, I want to make you a verbal offer. I'm like, you can tell me all day long what your verbal offer is, but I don't believe a single thing you're saying until it's on paper. But sure. We're watching Step Brothers Selling the House. I also love this movie.
I'm getting a really good feeling about this.
I'm so glad.
You give us that 10-year interest-only loan, I think we got a deal.
Hey! Welcome to the neighborhood. My name is Craig.
The neighbor is a Nazi?
If you guys ever need fertilizer, I've got a lot of it. Close to 80 tons.
Hey, folks! How you doing? You're gonna love this neighborhood. Every single house here recycles.
We're done here.
Yeah, okay.
So you got a really dope front lawn here. You and your homeboys can play on that.
You know what? You can just say it looks good.
That's how I talk. Oh, you got a really fresh entryway here. Pretty awesome. Maybe the front of the house, which is actually...
Will you vultures please give us some privacy? He just died last night.
What is going on here?
It was the asbestos in here. That's what did it.
I've seen too many dead bodies. I can't. I can't be in here.
No.
I can't.
Not bad.
So do I think that's realistic or not? Yes. You can pick the house, but you cannot pick your neighbors. So you just can't pick your neighbors. So understand that that's just part of it. Who cares? I look at it as if it's blatantly obvious like that, then it's going to be tough for somebody to say yes to a house. I agree. If the neighbor's yard has cars that have been sitting in it with grass growing over top of them, and you're not in an HOA obviously at that point, then it's like, ooh, this is just not a neighbor I want to live next to. Or You know, they have a pool out back that's an above ground pool, completely destroyed. You know, it's barely standing, all the wood rot everywhere in the fence, and you just know that the roof's about to cave in. You're like, I just don't know. You know, I've had that happen. There's stories where people like see these things and they're like, I think we're out. You know,
The house that we showed, and it was to a girl. It was a single girl, and she was trying to buy a house.
Yeah.
And
Perfect example.
you know, you walk outside and there's
No, you walk up to the front
a
door.
homeless person that had been.
I talked this neighborhood up. Okay, let me just be clear. Just like he did the house there, he talked the house up. He was like, they're like, it's okay. You can just say it's a nice house, and we're gonna see it anyway. And he just keeps trying because he's really trying to sell it. I wasn't really trying to sell her on the neighbor. Well, I kind of was trying to sell her on the neighborhood being okay, and that the area she kept telling me it was not good. I was like, it's okay, like, but let's go look at it. And we went to look at it because I can't steer people away from properties. It's illegal. I don't want to. So I want you to see the neighborhood. If you then don't like it, great. But if the house fits literally every single thing you want, or if it's the best house that we've looked at, then I want you to see it. So we go and we see it, and I'm putting in the code, and on the front porch, sitting in the corner, is a homeless guy in a trash bag. I didn't know I didn't think he was dead. I just didn't assume that. I assumed he was just sleeping. And then sure enough, he was asleep. I said, excuse me, sir. And he was like, and I'm like, okay. She goes, I can't, I'm done. I'm out. I can't do this. And we left. We left. I was like, oh, this is the worst showing ever. So, is it realistic? Yes, I do think that's realistic.
Maybe you want to be like around not a lot of children, and so you pull up to the house and next door you see a play set and 10 children outside.
That's true. Or another one I showed, oh, here's a good one. I showed a house where it was an adjoining fence. So they had the same back fence. So the back of their fence is the same as the back as the person behind them. There's this dog that was so loud.
Yes.
And its bark, and it didn't stop from the time we got there.
Dogs.
In the front, we could hear it. When we got in the back, it was way worse. We were inside, all you could hear. It did not stop barking. It barked the entire time. We were driving away, I rolled down the window just to see. Yep, still barking. So yeah, dogs. Airplanes, that's another one. We sold a flip. Took us forever to sell a flip that we had because it was directly in the path of an airplane going over from the airport. It was right around the street. So, yeah.
Trains.
There's so many
trains
things.
you can kind of see though. I mean, like, but
sold a house right next to a train track once. That was really tough too, because everybody said we don't want to buy it because of the train tracks. This one's called the Money Pit for obvious reasons.
Honey, you're on my fingers.
Oh, this is such a problem. All right, do I think that's realistic? Yes and no. I'm very much yes, it's very realistic, and I'm very much no, it's not realistic at all. Depends on what you're looking at. Are you looking at a home purchase where you're wanting to live in it as a primary residence, or are you looking at it as a flip property? Yeah. If you're looking at it from a flip standpoint, or you're looking at it as a rehab, then you already know going in that that is gonna all be a problem. You're trying to fix all of it. And you're gonna know, like, I'm getting into some serious trouble here. And you're also going to be doing your own due diligence during that time. You're not gonna just go buy a property and not do your due diligence. You're gonna walk the property, you're gonna look at it yourself and see is there anything wrong with it. And you would have known there's so much wrong with that. Just turning on the faucet, you'd have known that that's a problem. So anyways, all of those things are things that are probably already considered as a part of a budget. So when you're purchasing a home that is that old, it looks pretty old. I mean, based off of everything that they showed, it looks like an old house. That would be one thing. And then the other one is if you're buying a home as a primary residence, this is what's so important about doing a home inspection or multiple inspections, mold inspection, if there's a crawl space inspection, like making sure that everything in the house is sound enough to live in, or, you know, is there 5 or 10 grand worth of work? If there is, are you willing to pay it? Are you able to pay it? How soon do you need these repaired? How soon do you have to have that replaced?
Yeah, I think a lot of home buyers sometimes have an expectation, or not even expectation, I don't know, dream, whatever you want to call it, of when they go into a house, they think that they can get a cheaper house and fix it up and do all this stuff to it. And yeah, that's great, but it does take a lot of work.
In
and
theory, it's
does
great.
Take a lot of money. So, you know, it depends on if you're wanting to rehab a house and live in it, or rehab as you go. Like,
and how much money do you have?
Different goals.
That's the other thing. Are you using a loan, a construction loan or something that's going to help you with those funds? Like if you go into it thinking, oh, we'll fix it over time. You know, we'll live here for 10 years. This is our dream home. But it's going to cost you 50 to 100 grand just to fix it all. Do you have that money right now? Is that what you want to spend right now? Are you going to do a loan? Are you good with a loan? We have a guy that used to work for us where he had that situation where they had bought a home, him and his girl, to renovate over time, and he would come to work, he'd leave and go home, he'd work from the time he got home. They don't have any kids. From the time he got home to the time he went to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning. He'd work Monday through Sunday. And it's like, why? I would not do that. Now, that's what he wanted to do, and that's fine. Saves you some money, I guess. But for me, no way. Absolutely not. You see these hands? Do they look like they work? Not on that.
I think just like making sure your goals are clear and that you understand that it may not be an easy walk in the park.
Like you think it is.
Especially if you don't have the resources, are you doing it yourself, that kind of thing.
These are the realtor moments that we see in movies and shows, but are there any real estate moments that you've dealt with personally, or some other shows that you'd want us to react to? Leave them in the comment section below, and thank you guys for watching. And if you're thinking about moving to Tennessee, we would love to help you. We are local real estate agents here. We sell in Middle Tennessee. We do buys, sells, invest, build. It doesn't matter what you want to do. We want to cater to you and your specific needs and goals. So if that's you, leave it in the comments below or send us a message directly and we'll get with you as soon as possible and set up a meeting.